Previewing the first qualifying final, it's the 1v4 matchup between the Melbourne Storm and the Cronulla Sharks. Amy Park, Saturday, 4 o'clock local time. Craig Bellamy's 50th final. That is if you count, of course, the 2006, 7, 8, 9 period, which is murky in history, but 14-3 in qualifying finals. It is an imposing record. It's been a great fixture for the Melbourne Storm, setting up many a run to the flag through that period. So let's kick off our finals focus. Kicking it off with the stats that matter for the Melbourne Storm. Well, line breaks against the second best defensive team in the competition are going to be pivotal. And the Storm ranked number 1 in the competition this year with 158 at 6.5 a game. It's going to be absolutely imperative against this Sharks defence, which has modelled itself on Penrith and ranked second only to Penrith defensively in the competition. So there's going to be a lot of key players that are going to hold the keys for the Melbourne Storm to be able to get enough of those breaks to challenge their defence. Well, this is likely to be a tight and low-scoring game, so game breakers are crucial, and Harry Grant is that player for the Melbourne Storm. Leads the competition for dummy half runs, and he's one of those players that could potentially break through the very stingy Sharks defence. Special mention to Xavier Coates as well, super consistent at home with 29 tries in 25 matches at Amy Park for the Storm. So they're the little factors that could be vitally important. Looking at the stat that matters for the Sharks, run meters at the back. They have 5 players between 125 and 165 on average. They're the best side in the competition in that department. The likes of Kennedy and co are going to have to try to drive through a Melbourne Storm side that is strong on every line. So that's going to be crucial if the Sharks are to cause an upset for the second time against the Melbourne Storm this season. Looking at a key player now for the Sharks, and finals are about players answering queries. Nico Hines has had a bit of a query around him on handling pressure and big finals moments. He was actually absent earlier in the season when the Sharks beat the Storm 25-18. So you would think his presence is going to help them. They're going to have to be super accurate, and he's one of those players that's going to have to use the ball really, really efficiently. It'll help his side win the game, and in the process will elevate him and get that monkey off the back around big game performances. Looking at the history of these two sides, it is heavily weighted in favour of the Melbourne Storm in a number of key areas. We mentioned they're 14-3 in qualifying finals. They are also 16-7 in Melbourne against the Sharks, but specifically 12-3 at Amy Park. One of those 3 losses, though, did come earlier on in the season. Storm only beaten twice at home this year, the Sharks delivering one of those defeats, but it is a very imposing record they're going to have to overcome against a side that's done this many times before. Well, last time these sides met, that was the time the competition took note of the Sharks. They won one of the games of the year, 25-18. As mentioned earlier, Nico Hines did not play in that game. The Storm, as they've done all season, responded to that loss by going on a bit of a run of results and answering those. They're a fast-learning side. Craig Bellamy's been here so many times, so it comes down to, can they take lessons from that, or can the Sharks perhaps plant the seeds of doubt from that last performance and do it again? Wrapping up, this is going to be tight. I think the Storm by 6 to advance to a preliminary final, and the Sharks will live to fight another day. Like, subscribe, comment, get around us on whatever platforms that you use, and check out zerotackle.com, the #1 independent NRL news source.